So that's really as much as I want to say now, and I think with that, just to give you a deeper insight into, particularly our UC, our Unified Communications offerings, I'd like to actually invite Tim Thaxter, to come and talk to you. Thank you, Tim.
We've talked a lot about challenges within your business, how you're going to interact into social networks. You've got the growth of the smartphones, and that's really changing the landscape. And certainly for the transport industry, what we're seeing is that you do need to adapt, and I think you're already probably looking at ways that your businesses can adapt and how you can drive business transformation. Because if you don't, then what certainly Graham has talked about, what Simon's talked about, competitors will come into the market. So it's important that certainly customers are looking at how are you going to change, and we believe UC can help you make that change, that there is a way to drive your business processes and interact better with your customers through those business processes. And if we look at what UC is, a lot of you were probably using UC today. You're using like point-to-point video, you might be using email, you're obviously using email, you're using internet, you may be using web chat. But if you look at UC, it's not blended. And what we mean by unified communications is being able to blend that into a domain, into a simplified experience, whatever device a customer or an employee is using. So this helps you really drive business efficiency through right through your organisation. So it isn't just us saying it. What we're seeing is that industry analysts are recognising that UC can really change your whole business. So business to employee obviously is important. You can drive productivity right through the business and increase efficiency. And that's important, but what we're definitely seeing is more important is how are you going to increase customer loyalty? How are you going to retain and attract more of your customers? And as Simon talked about, how are you going to make that experience far more interactive and use the technology where you're actually pushing the information to the customer, because that's what they're going to expect as we start to pull in this smartphone technology. So the next bit, and we're looking at sort of concept stuff already. Graham talked about our capabilities, and Siemens has got tremendous capabilities. Our open communications, our standards mean that effectively we can integrate into any applications. And our key strategy going forward is to make the customer experience far more interactive and far more bring it all together as an end-to-end experience. We were looking at some of the applications out there in the market today, and very much it's point-to-point. A lot of people love, say, the BA application. It helps you get to the airport, tells you when your plane's going to arrive, does the e-ticketing, etc. But it doesn't interact, say, with what you're going to do when you get to the other end, what's happening with your car hire experience, what happens, as Simon says, when you get to the airport, and what's the cheapest, fastest way to get to the city centre. It's all about raising the customer experience, making it far more easier to do that end-to-end travel experience. So what we've done is put together some scenarios which really show you how we could enhance that experience. And this is concept stuff, but it's technology that we can deliver today, and it can really integrate the whole customer experience. So we've done an airport experience. So airport arrival, you certainly want to know where the map is, where's your terminal, where's the airport arrival lounge, etc. You need to know, and the push technology now allows you to deliver, what's the check-in desk, what time are you actually going to depart, in terms of contacts. Who are your key contacts going to be on this end-to-end travel experience? So it's definitely going to be the guy that you're going to meet at the other end. It's maybe friends and family, and certainly your car hire company if you're picking up a car at the other end. And as you go through, Graham talked about increasing the pound per revenue on the travel experience. So this is about being able to push advertise to these smartphone applications. So it's really delivering additional value, and this could be working with third parties. Look at the bus experience as well. It's about delivering additional value. So if the train is delayed, if there is no buffet car on the train, why not send coupons, for the Starbucks or Costa Coffee for the customer? As we move through, as you go through into departures, we've all been through that, experience of, duty free, trying to get, pick stuff up for the family and then get that through the whole departure gate. This could all be automated, actually done online, and the experience could be, you pick this up at the end of your destination or upon your return. Again, information is pushed about where your gate is, what time you need to be at the gate. And if you are, as you pick up your e-ticket, you're getting your final call for that gate, and using UC and integrating this into the flight operations, if you are late, you can actually have that incoming call direct to your mobile device to remind you to get to that gate. You've got 10 minutes, guy, otherwise we're going. In terms of flight departure, again, using UC technology, we can integrate the experience far more effectively. So if you are using LinkedIn, using location-based services, we can tell you who your colleagues or associates are on the flight, so that you know that you've got people you could be working with, potential customers that could be on that flight. So you know exactly, you may not know where they're sitting, but you certainly know they're on that flight, you can make contact. So it's about really enhancing experience. And why not, Simon, that you know that your baggage has been loaded on board? So for your premium customers, use RFID tagging, make sure that they know that their baggage is on board, and again, at delivery at the airport, they're going to know how to track that direct to the carousels. So as with any flight, sometimes there are problems. So our flight to Munich has now been diverted to Hamburg, hopefully not to Birmingham or anywhere else. But this again, this is about real-time information. So while that flight is delayed, our UC solution is interacting with flight information. We're pulling that delay information and that new departure information in there, and we're letting your contacts know that that is actually happening. So when you arrive at the airport in Hamburg, you know that your contacts have been told, when they were told, and importantly, now your car hire has automatically been reassigned into Hamburg Airport. Okay, you've now got a fairly long drive to get to Munich, but you know you've got a car and you're actually going to get there. So it's all about proactive, making the experience far more proactive for the customer, which again will bring enhanced loyalty and certainly enhanced revenues forward through the customer experience. So again, that final piece, picking up your baggage, certainly for premium customers, why not know when it's exactly on that carousel, as well as knowing where that carousel is going to be in terms of mapping against services. So that was, that is a concept that we are already building, and our technology allows us to, using our open standards, we can work across any of those smartphone devices, whether it's Blackberries, iPhones, Androids. We actually built that using an Android SDK just to build up those scenarios. But those are all effectively deliverable. Certainly not delivered them yet, but it's a capability that Siemens has right now to be able to deliver that and certainly enhance that customer experience. So my final slide really is to say this is deliverable. It's something that you can deliver in your cloud or in a public cloud. That is well possible. And it also is something that can be delivered across any infrastructure. So it doesn't matter what your communications is from voice and data. Our unified communications is deliverable as an umbrella layer right across your infrastructure. So it doesn't matter what you've got today. it could be plain old TDM and ordinary plain old telephony. We can deliver this as a layer that enhances that customer experience, actually without having to change your underlying infrastructure. So it's a concept we call open path, and certainly it's one that we're very experienced in delivering. It's a transition approach, and you'll see later from the likes of Andrew Triel how we can deliver that in terms of, changing the experience within the organisation as well, and delivering the skills that you may not necessarily have, because UC can be it can be a very scary kind of project, and it has an impact right across the organisation, and it is very much about business transformation. But what it does deliver is a solid ROI. It delivers a total cost of ownership, and particularly where you're looking at enhancing customer experience, it can deliver very much against the customer loyalty. And you'll see later, certainly in the presentations about social media, how important it is to really enhance that experience. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you very much.